Celebrate the excellence in Black men at the Black Enterprise Black Men Excel Summit. Meet our country's best and brightest Black men who are redefining their image.
We need to make sure that the world knows that we are here and that we are doing our business, so let us salute ourselves for that.
It's time for people to see that Black men are doing great things and doing it positively.
By doing this Excel Summit, it empowers us, it inspires us to be more creative and to do things that we haven't necessarily or traditionally done.
I met some great people here that I plan to do business with in the future, and I plan to learn from.
This was an eye-opening experience.
For more information, log on to blackenterprise.com/BMX.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kristen Graves, the social media manager at Black Enterprise, and Jeroslyn Jovan, content producer at Black Enterprise.
Good afternoon, ladies, and welcome. Wait. Y'all want to just turn up a little bit? Let's just turn up a little bit.
All the shorties in the club, let me see you just back it up, drop it down, let me see you just get low, scrub the ground, let me see you just push it up, let me see you just wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah.
Okay, let's get back to what we came here to do. Okay. We just needed to turn up real quick. Real quick. Okay. I am so pleased to share this event with you. This afternoon's Luminary Awards Luncheon culminates our main stage events, and what better way to close this portion of the Women of Power Summit than to recognize women who are true representatives of our summit's theme: our time, our way, our power.
Yes, that's right, Kristen, because in just a moment, you'll see why the Black Girl Magic is alive and well and empowered even more. But first, this is a friendly reminder that we still have a few remaining sessions to share with you at the conclusion of today's program.
Deliver the Performance of Your Life, hosted by Toyota in Tower Ballroom A, will aid you in tapping into your gifts and maximize your voice to push beyond your perceived capacity.
And Network Your Way to Success is designed to give you the tools to become a master networker, even if you're a little shy, like me. That session will be held in the Grand Ballroom 2, and both sessions will begin at 3 p.m.
And let's all be sure to attend our final session, Wellness Wind Down, in Tower Ballroom 5 at 4 p.m.
Lastly, we have the name of the winner for the MGM Resorts International Prizes. They get a 2-night room stay at the Aria Resort Hotel and Casino, dinner for 2 at the restaurant at the Aria, and a couple's Swedish-style massage at the spa at the Aria. Okay, you must be in the room to claim the prize. And the winner is Yami. Instagram handle, Miss Yami. Yes, girl. Congratulations. Woo!
I think this is mine.
Yeah, is that you? You didn't say.
I don't. Okay. Yami, just come backstage when you can so you can claim your prize. We're back. Okay, Yami. Yeah. Okay, so frankly, facing our everyday obligations and struggles becomes an overbearing challenge when we neglect our mental, emotional, and physical well-being. So let's be sure to pick up the tools we need to take better care of ourselves before we leave for home. And now, let's get to our presentations.
Our Luminary Awards are back for the 2nd year, honoring our sisters who are fighting the good fight, creating new paths, and lighting the way for us all. Our luminaries, powerful rising stars in their respective fields, are lighting up their industries with innovation, disruption, out-of-the-box thinking, and visions of creating a better world than one they inherited. And not only are they looking ahead, but they're also taking a look back to challenge old notions, making us all sit up and take notice, keeping our minds open for new interpretations and possibilities of what could or should lie ahead. Each award is being presented by a sponsor representative, all women of power in their own right. So thank you to Fidelity Investments, Morgan Stanley, and United Health Group for believing and investing in these young leaders. And here to start us off with the first presentation is the head of Global Diversity and Inclusion for Fidelity Investments. Please welcome Wendy John.
Thank you, ladies. It's my pleasure to be given the opportunity to make this first presentation. Our next honoree is a mover and shaker. And sisters, believe me, Luvvie Ajayi Jones loves to shake things up. She's a literary force that wields a powerful pen. She's a change maker that has built Love Nation, a platform of power to create a community of courage. She's a self-proclaimed advocate of audacity, having raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for small Black-owned businesses, and all of this while offering her growing fan base rants, reflections, and recommendations in her weekly love letter. I got mine just like 2 days ago. This fearless young woman empowers people of all ages to leap, not jump, into becoming fair fighters. Take a look.
She calls herself a professional troublemaker, and that's the title of one of her most popular books. Luvvie Ajayi Jones challenges ideas with her writing, her speaking, and her multimedia endeavors. Luvvie lives up to her combative persona, disrupting corporate conventions with her presentations for Google, Facebook, Spotify, Microsoft, Twitter, Nike, and others. They want to hear what this influencer has to say because she feels you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Her topic in a highly popular TED Talk. She has said this to young adults in 3 New York Times best-selling books. And this year, she's put her ideas into a picture book entitled Little Troublemaker Makes a Mess. Her podcast, Professional Troublemaker, and her TED Talks are a huge hit, with the talks in the top 1% of all presentations. For her challenging ideas that make people think, for always looking at making a better world, and for her guides to transformation, starting with the youngest among us. Black Enterprise is proud to present a 2023 Women of Power Luminary Award to Luvvie Ajayi Jones.
So I am pleased to present the 2023 Women of Power Luminary Award to Luvvie Ajayi Jones.
Okay, first of all, ooh, my sorors. All right, I love y'all. I'm so glad I was on time today, because I'm notorious for being late, and I was like, oh, I'm first, okay. It is an honor or privilege to be here today, to be honored as a Luminary Award recipient, because I am a 20-year overnight success. As I think about my journey, as I think about how my career has unfolded, as I think about the rooms that I find myself in, I realize that it is because of my hard work. It is about the people who speak my name up in the rooms that I'm not in, and it's about God's grace. Because how I find myself in these spaces always surprises me, and I realize that there is a bigger force that's pushing me forward. I am the person who used to get in trouble for her mouth when she was growing up. I didn't get in trouble for climbing trees. I got in trouble for saying something to somebody about something I didn't like that they did, about saying that wasn't fair. And that little bravado version of me became the adult version of me that's standing in front of you today, who realizes that my job, whenever I walk into any room, is to elevate it, is to disrupt what's happening that's not okay. It is to build a dream and build a life that makes my wildest dreams say, that's goals right there. Because I wasn't bold enough to think about all the things that has happened for me. I wasn't bold enough to believe that I could have this life. I'm the person who was supposed to be a doctor, but I got a D in chemistry. And the doctor dream died right there. But being able to use my gifts to show up in every room just as I am, it is also with the hopes that when I do that, when I show up in all my too muchness, in all my difference, in all the ways that might seem odd, I'm hoping that it makes it easier for somebody who looks like me to exist in their world, in their space, truly as they are. So the work that I do as a professional troublemaker, whether I'm writing, whether I'm on a podcast, whether I'm just making some white people mad, I'm hoping it's because you can go into any room that you're in and you know you got backup in me. Because you know that my voice, I'm hoping, is lending you currency to be able to say what you are saying and be heard. And I know that now more than ever, because I find myself in these rare spaces, in these big rooms, it is really my duty to make sure that I am never the only, and when I am, I need to ask a question. That I'm asking for more money than they've ever heard of, because when the next black woman does it, they go, well, Luvvie did it, so go ahead and give her coins. But I think the biggest joy of my career is when people come up to me and say that because of something that I've done, it did enable something great for them. Somebody actually just walked up to me and said, because of my book, they negotiated something that was $20,000 more. And she was like, I feel like I owe you money. And I was like, well, how you can go ahead and pay me back? Just continue to support Black women in the arts. Continue to support our books, watch our shows, buy our whatever CDs. We don't buy CDs no more, but listen, one day. How we can all continue to repay each other is we have to support each other, not just in voice alone, but in money, in currency. And that's what I'm committed to doing, is that I want to be a possibility model for Black women everywhere. For the little Black girl who does want to be a writer, who's like, how can I tell my parents I want to do this thing that doesn't have a field? They can point to me and say, well, Luvvie's done it. Because I'll tell you this, I didn't plan any of this. This was not strategy. I just happened to follow what was real. I followed my heart, I followed my spirit, and the path was paved, and I basically honored my purpose. So I am humbled. I am constantly in awe of the ways that Black women especially affirm my life. It is the biggest joy of my life when somebody comes up to me and says, I feel like you're my friend in my head. Because we're all sitting in rooms every day where we feel alone, where we feel like we're the only ones who are saying something to push back, where we feel like we're the lone wolves, where the microaggressions might get too much. I want you to always remember, I am somewhere thinking about how I can make your life and your path easier, how I can be an enabler of your dreams, how I can show up in the way that I show up to normalize your existence in that room and all your boldness and all your brilliance and all your beauty. So that's what I commit to doing. And what I would love for y'all to commit to doing for me is continue to buy my books. I'm a 3-time New York Times bestseller. And I'm claiming 4 come May 2nd because a little troublemaker makes a mess, amen? I am where I am because of the love of Black women, starting with my grandmother, then my mother, and then all the villages of Black women that are around me. I consider Black women my soft place to land. I know that as long as I am swaddled by the love and support of Black women, I can never fail. And for that, I walk into every room knowing that. I am carrying all of that into every room, so I stand up a little bit taller every single time when I'm around the dude bros, and I'm like, why am I here with y'all? I think about you, and I think about the ways in which y'all infuse me with power every single day. So to be honored at the Black Enterprise Women of Power Summit by some of the dopest Black women walking this planet, it is the best type of reflection and affirmation. So I just wanted to say thank you very much. And shout out to Black women everywhere. We all we got.
Congratulations, Luvvie, and thank you, Wendy. We continue our Luminary Awards presentations with our next sponsor partner. Please join me in welcoming the Managing Director, Head of Institutional Wealth Coverage Group for Morgan Stanley, and Co-Chair of the Morgan Stanley Black Employee Network, Tanya Curry Hoffman.
Thank you, Kristen. Good afternoon. Our next young luminary is fierce. She shattered a glass ceiling in a very old boys club. She took on Wall Street and won, opening the doors for other young women to follow her lead. She's parlayed her financial pursuit into career opportunities as a producer, a motivational speaker, an author, and a podcast host. This young lady works on developing financial savvy and building economic prosperity for women, minorities, and novice investors, and is even taking aim at the intersection of economics and entertainment using her own story as a springboard. Let's take a look about Lauren.
She's known as the Wolfette of Wall Street. At 22, Lauren Simmons made history by becoming the youngest trader at the New York Stock Exchange. That made her only the second Black female trader in the 2 centuries of the market organization. Seeing so few women and people of color on the trading floor, Simmons is determined to improve destiny in the financial field. She has parlayed her expertise into the popular podcasts Mind, Body, Wealth and Money Moves. She works as a financial coach with NBA rookies and other novice investors and shares her money management guidance on the digital streaming series Invested through Robinhood Financial Services. Simmons' economic insights will soon be in print with her first book, made up of material from her Mind, Body, Wealth program. She's also branching out into producing for the big screen, with the story of her life about to be featured in the motion picture Midas Touch. For taking on Wall Street and changing the face of the financial sector, her dedication to improving diversity and inclusion in money markets, and her efforts to spread economic education to all, Black Enterprise is proud to present the 2023 Women of Power Luminary Award to Lauren Simmons.
You know, ladies, as a 31-year veteran on Wall Street, I am honored to present the 2023 Women in Power Luminary Award to the Wolfette of Wall Street, Lauren Simmons.
Hi. I am so grateful to be here in this room being honored today. You know, if I'm being honest, every time I hear about my story, I think, who's that woman on the stage? Who's this kid on the stage? I often find myself in rooms where when I walk into a room, even still to this day, I look young. I don't look anything like my colleagues, anything like what they looked on the trading floor. And I can safely say that my journey to the New York Stock Exchange and beyond was not anything that I would have ever imagined. I'm a small town girl from Georgia. Hello. A small town girl from Georgia that the day that I graduated college told my mom, yeah, I'm moving to New York. At the time, I was studying genetics. And even moving to New York, my mom was my strength. She was my backbone. She said, take risk, be fearless, don't take no for an answer. Everything that we're told growing up, but really hard to implement in our walking life. When I got to New York is brutal. Thank you, New York, for being so honest with me. And I was applying to different jobs and was told frequently that I was reaching too high when it came to my goals, that I had no clear direction of what I wanted to do in life, especially because my background is genetics. I as well did not choose this path, did not think about going into finance, but by the grace of God, through the power of networking, I was able to meet Richard Rosenblatt, the head founder, CEO of Rosenblatt Securities at the New York Stock Exchange. And within 5 minutes of our interaction, he hired me on the spot. Rosenblatt often has spoken about the reason that he hired me was because there was someone way bigger than him that put me at the New York Stock Exchange. There are people that live their entire lives in New York, never get invited. And so who was he to tell me, no, I won't hire you? Of course, ultimately the job wasn't mine. I had to take the infamous Series 19 exam that had a 20% pass rate. And I leaned into that. But I think for me, one of the best advice that I've ever been given was especially working in a male-dominated space, you have the job, you're here. Now, when you walk into a room, are you going to cower? Are you going to hide behind your colleagues? Because let me tell you something, this is what Rosenblatt told me. People are gonna notice you regardless. You are walking into a room, a white, male-dominated space, as a young black woman, have something to say at all times. And whether I was prepared for that or not, I made sure that every room that I walked in, even if I didn't believe it, I had something to say. And because I was able to walk with that strength, that fearlessness, I was able to walk into rooms and spaces believing in Lauren Simmons. Being a disruptor is not easy by any means, and it's a lot. But I'm grateful that my story has resonated with so many women to be financially empowered, to have open conversations about salary, to know their worth, to ask for what they want, and to not believe that they're crazy for asking for what they deserve. And so while I never believed little Lauren would ever be here today, I'm grateful that I took the risk, that I used my mom's black girl magic, her fearlessness, to help me identify who I want to be, who I want to show up in this world. And when I made the decision to leave the New York Stock Exchange, and I had many people questioning me, it's too soon, it's only 2 years, why would you want to do this? To me, I felt like I had learned everything that I needed to learn being at the New York Stock Exchange, and it wasn't serving me. What would serve me was empowering women that looked like me to go on and create generational wealth, to have those money conversations. It is crazy to think that I am part of Black history. I don't really know what that means, if I'm being honest in this present moment, but I will look back at this moment in my life and realize that I have made a change. And even if I impacted one person in this room today, I have done enough. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Lauren, and thank you, Tanya. Here to present our final award is Senior Vice President and Chief Diversity, Equality, and Inclusion Officer for United Health Group. Please welcome Joy Fitzgerald.
Thank you, Kristen. It is indeed an honor, a pleasure, and a privilege to recognize Issa Rae, a multi-talented young woman who's made an indelible mark in Hollywood, in the many facets of media, the healthcare industry, the literary world, and even in restaurant ownership. This award-winning actress can conceivably play many roles, from producer, writer, comedian, entrepreneur, and author, to demonstrating she is anything but insecure. Let's take a look at her extraordinary story.
She's been hailed as a visionary by the Producers Guild of America, described as a distinctive voice destined to drive the development of entertainment. Issa Rae is an award-winning actress, writer, producer, and entrepreneur. She first gained acclaim for writing, producing, and starring in the web series Misadventures of Awkward Black Girl. which also became a New York Times bestseller. Her hit series, Insecure, won a prestigious Peabody Award. She's making her mark on the big screen, starring in The Photograph and The Lovebirds, and opening opportunities through her multimedia enterprises, her hair care empire, and her creative kitchen. For her vision of being a lifelong barrier breaker, her efforts at rooting for everyone Black, and her determination to expand diversity and inclusivity, Black Enterprise is proud to present a 2023 Women of Power Luminary Award to Issa Rae.
It gives me great pleasure to present the 2023 Woman of Power Luminary Award to Issa Rae.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for this honor, for this award. I looked up what I was getting an award for, and it was about letting your inner light shine and shining light for other women around you. And I just have to say that I love women. I love being around women. I love laughing with women. I love dancing with women. I love complimenting women. I love sharing side eyes with women. And most rewarding of all, I love working with women. In fact, working with amazing women is the reason why I'm up on this stage, Black women in particular. And some men are cool too. And this quick story that I'm about to tell isn't about bashing them, it's just context. So we had this big meeting at the top of the year, big meeting with the head honcho of a company that we do business with. And my colleague and I, a man, were super amped about the meeting, and it was raining in LA. So that day we both left our houses super early to get there on time. And we get there at the same time, we pull up at the same time, and we rush out of the rain, give each other a hug, and go inside. And this is, an important meeting with an important man. So we're waiting in the lobby for 20 minutes, just talking face to face. This is important, face to face for 20 minutes. And so after that 20 minutes is up, we go inside the meeting, the important meeting, and we crush it. We come out, we feel good, we hug each other goodbye, it stopped raining. That's how good the meeting was. And then we were like, we'll see each other at work. So I get in my car, I'm driving on the freeway, in a good mood. And then I look in the rearview mirror, I guess for the first time since I left my house, at myself. And I have my head wrap that I sleep in on. And worst of all, it had been sliding back. So I'm horrified, and I call my colleague, and when he tells this story, he says I had an angry Cookie Monster type voice. And I hit him and I'm like, why didn't you tell me I had this hair wrap on my head? And he was like, I thought you did that on purpose. I thought you were on your Erykah Badu shit. I thought you were, thought you were being a celebrity. And then he says that I yelled at him and I said, where are the women? And I stand by that. I do, because a woman would have never we would have found a way to be like, sis, did you do that on purpose? Or, ooh, I love your rap. And I would have been like, oh, shoot, I'm still wearing this? And put it in my purse and kept it pushing. But that's how I feel all the time. It's a question I frequently, ask myself whenever I enter a room. Where are the women? Where are the black women? And, now I'm in a position to be able to make sure that they're there, and that feels great. And this is my colleague, so in his defense, it was a lose-lose situation for him, honestly. If he had been like, did you do that on purpose? I'd be like, yes. So, not to throw him under the bus about that. But anyway, my point is, women are my support system, the source of my confidence, my inspiration, and my light shines because I'm undoubtedly catching the bright rays from those who shine next to me, and we take turns protecting that light for one another. So getting an award for this feels like I'm getting an award for breathing, but as long as I'm taking breaths, I will cherish these times and continue to support and uplift the people who make it possible. So thank you all so much. Thank you, Black Enterprise. Appreciate y'all.
Congratulations, Issa. Yes. And thank you, Joy. Everyone, please continue to enjoy your lunch, and we will return shortly with the Conversations That Count with none other than our Luminary Award honoree, Issa Rae, hosted by United Health Group. Thank you.